The massive alien ship appeared without warning. One moment, the sky above New York was clear and blue. The next, a vessel larger than the Empire State Building hung in the air, its dark metal surface reflecting the morning sun. Similar ships appeared over every major city on Earth, their sudden presence bringing the world to a standstill. Admiral Thompson stood at the Pentagon's command center, his weathered face illuminated by the glow of dozens of screens. Each display showed the same thing: massive alien vessels hovering over cities across the globe. His hand tightened around his coffee cup as reports flooded in from every military base worldwide. "Sir," a young officer called out, "they're broadcasting on all frequencies." The main screen flickered to life, revealing a tall, humanoid figure. High Speaker Marcus looked almost human, except for his silver skin and entirely black eyes. His voice boomed through the speakers, each word precise and cold. "People of Earth," he said, "I am High Speaker Marcus of the Galactic Council. Your primitive world has been evaluated and found wanting. You have 30 Earth days to surrender your planet's resources and accept your new status as a protectorate of the Council. Refuse, and we will take what we want by force." The room fell silent. Admiral Thompson placed his coffee cup down slowly, his mind already racing through possibilities. 20 years of preparing for this moment, and still it felt surreal. General Parker burst into the room, his uniform slightly disheveled. "Tom," he said to Thompson, "the President is calling an emergency meeting. All Joint Chiefs." Thompson nodded, already moving. As they hurried through the Pentagon's corridors, Parker spoke in low tones. "Project Phoenix." "Ready," Thompson replied. "Been ready for 15 years. Just never thought we'd actually need it." The meeting room was already full when they arrived. The President sat at the head of the table, his face grave. Maps and satellite images covered the screens, showing the positions of every alien vessel. "Ladies and gentlemen," the President began, "I believe we all saw the transmission. Options." General Parker stepped forward. "Sir, we've been preparing for this possibility since the Roswell incident. Project Phoenix is fully operational. We have ships, weapons, and defenses that even the Council doesn't know about. Can we win?" The President's question hung in the air. Admiral Thompson cleared his throat. "Sir, they think we're primitive. That's our advantage. They don't know about the crashed ship we recovered in '47 or the tech we've reverse-engineered. Our ships are ready. Our soldiers are trained. We've been quietly preparing for decades." The President looked around the room. "The world is watching. Other nations. Already coordinating," Parker answered. "Russia, China, Europe, everyone's on board. First time in history, the whole world's truly united." High above Earth, in his command ship, High Speaker Marcus smiled coldly. His aide approached with a report. "The humans are gathering their leaders," the aide said. "They seem resistant to our demands." Marcus laughed. "Let them resist. Their primitive weapons can't harm our ships. In 30 days, we'll take what we want, and they'll learn their place in the galaxy." Back on Earth, as darkness fell, Admiral Thompson stood in a hidden facility, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Before him stretched a vast underground hangar. Sleek ships, built with a combination of human innovation and alien technology, stood ready. Crews performed final checks, their movements precise and practiced. "Begin evacuation of all coastal cities," he ordered into his comm unit. "Active pattern Delta. And get me Commander Rivers." A few minutes later, a holographic screen showed Commander Jack Rivers, his experienced face showing no fear, only determination. "Time to wake the fleet, Commander," Thompson said. 30 days to prepare our surprise for our unwelcome guests." Rivers nodded. "The Council thinks they're dealing with cavemen with rockets. Won't they be surprised to learn we've had their technology for decades, and we've made it better?" Thompson allowed himself a small smile. "Let them think we're primitive. Let them underestimate us. In 30 days, They'll learn why you should never threaten Earth. As night fell across the planet, humanity began its preparations. In secret bases worldwide, ships powered up. Soldiers who had trained for years in secret readied themselves. The world's best scientists and engineers worked around the clock, finalizing weapons and defenses. The Council had made a grave mistake. They thought they were dealing with a primitive species. Instead, they had just awakened a sleeping giant. In 30 days, they would learn just how fierce humanity's retaliation could be. Deep beneath the mountains of Colorado, Commander Rivers walked through Project Phoenix's main hangar. His footsteps echoed off the metal walls as he inspected the fleet of ships that humanity had kept hidden for decades. Each vessel combined Earth's best technology with reverse-engineered alien systems, creating something entirely new. "Beautiful, aren't they?" said Dr. Wells, the project's lead scientist. She stood beside a sleek black ship, her hand resting on its smooth surface. "We call this one the Nighthawk, first of its class. Stealth systems better than anything the Council has." Rivers nodded, studying the ship's design. Unlike the bulky Council vessels hovering above Earth's cities, the Nighthawk was slim and angular, built for speed and stealth rather than intimidation. "How many ships do we have ready?" he asked. 200 Nighthawks spread across 12 hidden bases worldwide, Dr. Wells replied, plus support vessels and fighters. But that's not the best part. She motioned for him to follow. They entered a sealed chamber where a strange device pulsed with blue energy. "This," she said proudly, "is why the Council will never know what hit them. Their shields only work against their own weapon types. But we've created something new." The device hummed softly as Dr. Wells explained. "We call it the phase cannon. It shifts matter between dimensions. Their shields might as well be paper against these." In orbit above Earth, High Speaker Marcus received concerning reports. His aide approached nervously, holding a datapad. "Sir, our scans show unusual energy signatures from several Earth locations," the aide said. "They seem to be coming from underground facilities." Marcus dismissed the concern with a wave. "Primitive nuclear weapons, nothing more. Their technology is centuries behind ours. Continue monitoring, but focus on our invasion plans." Back on Earth, Admiral Thompson coordinated with military leaders worldwide. The command center beneath the Pentagon had transformed into a hub of global cooperation. Russian generals worked alongside Chinese commanders. European strategists consulted with American experts. For the first time in history, Earth's nations had truly united. "The Council's overconfidence is our greatest advantage," Thompson told the assembled leaders. "They'd positioned their ships to intimidate us, not for tactical advantage. Their formations have gaps, weaknesses we can exploit." General Parker entered the room with urgent news. "The Council's starting to detect our power signatures. We can't keep the fleet hidden much longer." "Then it's time for Phase 2, Thompson decided. He pressed a button on his comm unit. "Commander Rivers, begin launch preparations. All ships, all bases." Around the world, hidden hangar doors opened in mountains, deserts, and oceans. The Nighthawk fleet powered up their engines, crews taking their positions. In the Colorado base, Rivers climbed into his command chair aboard the lead ship. "All hands, battle stations," his voice echoed through the ship's intercom. "Today we show the Council that humanity isn't as primitive as they think." Dr. Wells worked furiously at her console, monitoring the phase cannon systems. Power output stable. Shields at maximum. "We're ready, Commander." The first Nighthawk rose silently from its mountain base, its stealth systems making it invisible to both human and alien sensors. More ships followed, rising from hidden locations across the globe. The Council ships above remained oblivious, their crews confident in their supposed technological superiority. 25 days until their deadline, Rivers said to his crew. "That's 25 days to prepare our surprise. Every ship, every weapon, every soldier must be ready. We get one chance to show them what humanity can do." In the Pentagon Command Center, Thompson watched as hundreds of dots appeared on his secure display, representing Earth's hidden fleet moving into position. Each ship carried weapons and technology that had remained secret for decades, waiting for this moment. "Send word to all commands," he ordered. "Operation Phoenix is now active. May God help us all." As the sun set on another day, Earth's secret fleet took up hidden positions around the planet. The Council ships above continued their intimidation display, unaware that beneath their hulls, humanity's response was already in motion. The next few weeks would show the galaxy that humans were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. High Speaker Marcus was tired of waiting. 20 days had passed since giving Earth his ultimatum, and the humans showed no signs of surrendering. It was time to teach them a lesson. "Launch the first attack wave," he ordered from his command ship. "Show these primitives what they're dealing with. Target their largest military bases." 50 Council warships broke formation above Earth, their weapons charging. Green energy glowed along their hulls as they descended toward their targets. Marcus watched with satisfaction, expecting a quick victory. In the Colorado Command Center, Commander Rivers received the alert. "Council ships are moving to attack position," his tactical officer reported. "They're targeting military installations worldwide." Rivers smiled. They'd been waiting for this. "All Nighthawk squadrons, power up. Activate stealth systems. Remember your training. Today we show them what humanity can really do." The Council ships fired their first shots. Green energy beams streaked toward Earth's military bases, but instead of explosions, the beams hit invisible shields. The Council weapons dissipated harmlessly against Earth's hidden defenses. On his command ship, Marcus stood up in shock. "Impossible. They have shield technology. Scan those bases immediately." Before his crew could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship, multiple vessels appearing out of nowhere. His sensor officer shouted, "They're all around us." The Nighthawk fleet decloaked simultaneously. 200 black ships surrounded the Council attack force. Their hulls absorbed light, making them look like ships made of darkness itself. "This is Commander Rivers of Earth's Defense Force." His message broadcast to all Council ships. "You were warned not to threaten our planet. Now you'll learn why." The Nighthawks opened fire. Phase cannons activated, sending blue-white beams through space. The Council ships' supposedly impenetrable shields offered no protection. The first beam hit a Council warship, and the massive vessel simply vanished, shifted into another dimension. "What's happening?" Marcus demanded as reports of ship losses flooded in. "Their weapons, they're impossible. They're primitive." Rivers coordinated the attack from his command chair. "Alpha Squadron, take the left flank. Beta Squadron, right flank. Box them in. Don't let any escape. The galaxy needs to see what happens when you threaten Earth." The battle was shockingly one-sided. Council ships tried to return fire, but the Nighthawk's stealth systems made them nearly impossible to target. When Council weapons did hit, the Earth ship's shields held firm. Dr. Wells monitored the phase cannon readings from her station. "Power systems stable, Commander. The cannons are performing better than our simulations predicted." In the Pentagon Command Center, Admiral Thompson and General Parker watched the battle unfold on their screens. "Send word to all Earth governments," Thompson ordered. "Phase 1 is successful. Our defenses work. Our weapons work. Earth stands strong." The Council attack force was in chaos. Of their 50 ships, 30 had already vanished, shifted to another dimension by the phase cannons. The remaining vessels tried to retreat, but the Nighthawks had them surrounded. Shields failing. Marcus's aide reported in panic. "Their weapons. We've never seen anything like them." "Impossible," Marcus whispered, watching another of his ships disappear. "They were supposed to be primitive. We surveyed them. They barely had space travel." Rivers stood on his bridge, watching the last Council ships try to escape. "Let a few go," he ordered. "Let them run back to the Council. Let them tell everyone what happened when they tried to bully Earth." The battle lasted less than an hour. When it was over, 45 council ships were gone, shifted to a dimension from which they would never return. The 5 survivors fled at maximum speed, their crews shocked and terrified. In the Colorado base, Earth's forces celebrated their first victory, but Rivers knew this was just the beginning. The council will be back, he told his crew. They'll come with everything they have. But now, they know we're not helpless. Now they know Earth can fight back. Marcus's ship limped away from Earth, its engines damaged. His black eyes burned with fury and fear. Send word to the council, he ordered. We need everything. Every ship, every weapon. These humans, they're not what we thought they were. They've been preparing for us, and somehow, they've surpassed us. News of the battle spread through the galaxy like wildfire. In the Great Council chamber, representatives from 100 alien races argued about what to do next. The massive room, with its high crystal ceiling and floating platforms, was filled with angry voices. High Speaker Marcus stood before them, his silver skin now dull with stress. We must strike back immediately. Send our entire fleet. Crush these humans before they become an even greater threat. But not everyone agreed. The Meridian representative, tall and graceful with flowing robes, stood up. You attack them first, Marcus. You threaten their world without cause. And now we see they are far more advanced than you claimed. This invasion was a mistake. Ambassador Lisa Moore watched from Earth's newly granted observation platform. The council had invited her to discuss surrender terms. Instead, she was gathering valuable intelligence about their weaknesses. The humans must be hiding something, Marcus shouted. No primitive race could defeat our ships like that. They must have had help. Outside interference. The Meridian leader shook her head. Or perhaps you underestimated them, as you have underestimated so many races before. In the chambered shadows, Moore secretly recorded everything with advanced Earth technology. Her small devices, disguised as simple jewelry, transmitted data straight back to Earth Command. Back on Earth, Admiral Thompson reviewed the intelligence. The Council's not as united as they want us to think, he told his command staff. Many races don't support this war. The Meridians especially seem to be on our side. Commander Rivers joined the meeting via hologram from his ship. Our victory scared them. But Marcus is gathering a massive fleet. Next time won't be so easy. Then we need allies, General Parker said. Ambassador Moore is doing good work. The Meridians could be powerful friends. In the council chamber, the debate grew more heated. The Meridian representative called for an official investigation into Marcus's actions. You claimed the humans were primitive. You said they had no advanced technology. You lied to this council. Other races began to speak up. Some demanded Marcus step down. Others called for peace talks with Earth. The unity of the Galactic Council was cracking. Moore sent an urgent message to Earth. The Council is dividing. Many races fear our technology. Others admire our strength. We can use this. Marcus watched his support crumbling. In a private chamber, he met with his loyal commanders. We cannot let Earth expose our true plans, he said. If they discover why we really want their planet. The quantum crystal deposits, his aide asked nervously. Yes, Earth sits on the largest deposit in the known galaxy. With it, we could rule everything. We cannot let these humans stop us. But Moore's hidden devices caught every word. She immediately sent the information to Earth. Thompson received it during a strategy meeting. So that's their real reason, he said grimly. They don't want to protect the galaxy. They want Earth's resources. They want power. The Meridian leader approached Moore after the council session. Your people fought well, she said. Perhaps it is time for change in the galaxy. The old council is corrupt. Earth has shown us a better way. Moore saw an opportunity. We don't want war, she said. We want peace, but we will defend ourselves, and we welcome allies who share our values. As the day ended, the council remained in chaos. Several races had officially withdrawn their support for the invasion. The Meridians began secret talks with Earth about a possible alliance. Marcus watched his plans falling apart. "Prepare the fleet," he ordered. "We attack at full strength. No more games. No more waiting. We take Earth now, before they gain more allies." But Earth was ready. As more gathered more allies in the Council, the human fleet grew stronger. The next battle would decide not just Earth's fate, but the future of the entire galaxy. Commander Rivers stood on the bridge of his Nighthawk flagship, watching as 300 Earth ships gathered for their most daring mission yet. Operation Thunderstrike was about to begin. "All ships report ready, Commander," his tactical officer announced. "Stealth systems at full power. Phase cannons charge." Rivers nodded. "Send the code to all ships. Thunderstrike is go. Remember, people, we're not just defending Earth anymore. We're taking the fight to them." The fleet jumped to light speed, using technology reverse-engineered from the crashed alien ship. But Earth's scientists had improved it. The ships moved faster and more quietly than anything the Council had. In his private chamber on the Council station, High Speaker Marcus received alarming news. "Sir, we've lost contact with the shipyards in the Centauri sector," his aide reported nervously. "What do you mean, lost contact?" Marcus demanded. Before the aide could answer, more reports flooded in. Council shipyards across 3 sectors had gone silent. Supply bases stopped responding. Communication relays disappeared. The humans had brought the war to Council space. Rivers coordinated the attacks from his command ship. "Alpha Squad, take the shipyards. Beta Squad, hit their supply lines. Gamma Squad, knock out their communication networks. Don't let them call for help." Earth's ships struck like ghosts. They appeared from nowhere, fired their phase cannons, and vanished again. Council ships and stations disappeared into other dimensions, their crews never even seeing what hit them. "This is impossible." Marcus raged as reports of losses piled up. "How are they in our territory? How did they get past our defenses?" But the humans had studied Council defenses for decades. They knew every weakness, every blind spot. And now they exploited them all. Admiral Thompson watched the operation unfold from Earth Command. "Status report," he ordered. 15 Council shipyards destroyed. His officer reported. 20 supply bases neutralized. Their entire defense network in 3 sectors is dark. No Earth ships lost. The Council's military leaders gathered in emergency session. "We must respond," one general demanded. "Send the reserve fleet." "The reserve fleet is responding," another replied. But they find nothing. "These human ships, they're invisible to our sensors. They strike and vanish like spirits." In the Council chamber, the Meridian representative spoke again. "This is what comes of your arrogance, Marcus. First you failed to conquer Earth. Now they show us how vulnerable we really are." Rivers received new intelligence from Ambassador Moore. "Council forces are in chaos," she reported. "Their commanders argue amongst themselves. Their ships hesitate to leave port, fearing our attacks. The mighty Council fleet is scared of shadows." "Good," Rivers replied. "Let them be afraid. Let them wonder where we'll strike next." The Earth fleet regrouped for their next attack. Engineers quickly recharged the phase cannons while crews checked their stealth systems. They had trained for years for this moment, and their preparation showed. "Next target," Rivers announced to his fleet. "Their main fuel processing center in the Arcturus sector. Without it, half their fleet will be grounded." The Nighthawks jumped again, crossing light years in moments. Council sensors detected nothing until it was too late. In the Council station, Marcus watched his empire crumbling. "How?" he whispered. "How did they get so powerful?" "Perhaps," his aide suggested carefully, "we should consider peace talks." "Never," Marcus shouted. "I won't surrender to primitives." But more Council worlds were already following the Meridian's lead. They saw Earth's power and precision. These were not the actions of primitives. This was the work of an advanced civilization that had hidden its true strength until provoked. Rivers looked at the tactical display showing their next targets. The Council thought they could bully Earth, he told his crew. They thought we were weak. Now they learn that humanity doesn't just defend. When pushed, we push back harder. Operation Thunderstrike continues. Ambassador Moore moved silently through the dark corridors of the Council's central archive. Her stealth suit, another product of Earth's hidden technology, made her nearly invisible to the Council's security systems. "I'm in position," she whispered into her communicator, beginning data extraction. While Earth's fleet kept the Council busy with Operation Thunderstrike, Moore had a different mission. Something about this invasion hadn't made sense. Why risk everything to attack Earth? She was determined to find the truth. Her handheld scanner, disguised as a simple bracelet, copied file after file from the Council's secret database. Suddenly, she stopped. Her eyes widened as she read the screen. "Admiral Thompson," she called urgently. "You need to see this. Sending data now." In Earth's command center, Thompson received the transmission. The files were clear, detailed scans of Earth's core, secret Council meetings, plans that went back centuries. "My God," he breathed. "That's why they really came." The scans showed massive deposits of quantum crystal deep within Earth's crust. This rare material, the most powerful energy source known in the galaxy, existed on Earth in quantities greater than all other known deposits combined. They never cared about protecting the galaxy, Moore reported as she found more files. They wanted the crystals. They were going to strip mine our entire planet. The process would have killed everything on Earth. High Speaker Marcus was in his private chambers when the alarm sounded. "Security breach in the archives." His aide shouted. "Someone's accessing the crystal files." "Stop them," Marcus ordered. "No one can know the truth." But it was too late. Moore had already accessed the Council's entire secret database. She found more shocking documents. Plans to harvest quantum crystals from other worlds. Populations eliminated. Planets left dead and empty. "Earth wasn't the first," she reported grimly. "But we were going to be their biggest harvest yet. The crystals in our planet. They could power their empire for 1,000 years. Thompson immediately called Commander Rivers. "Change of plans," he said. "We now know what they're after. And we can't let them have it." Rivers received the data on his ship's command screen. "All these years," he said to his crew, "we thought they saw us as primitive. But they knew. They knew what Earth had. They just didn't think we could stop them." Moore wasn't finished. In the deepest part of the archive, she found something even more disturbing. "The Council's leadership," she reported. "They've done this before. 12 other worlds, all destroyed. Their populations wiped out so the Council could harvest their crystals." She took a deep breath, then made a decision. "I'm broadcasting this to every world in Council space. Everyone needs to know the truth." Marcus was in the Council chamber when Moore's broadcast began playing on every screen, every communication channel. His silver face turned pale as his crimes were exposed to the galaxy. "The Council claims to protect peace," Moore's voice rang out across 1,000 worlds. "But they are murderers. They destroy worlds for profit." And Earth was next on their list. The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives from dozens of worlds stood up in anger. The Meridian leader pointed at Marcus accusingly. "Arrest him," she demanded. "Arrest all of them. How many worlds have died to feed their greed?" Moore transmitted the final files to Earth. "Mission accomplished," she reported. "And I found something else. Technical data about the crystals. Our scientists need to see this immediately." Thompson studied the new information with growing amazement. "These crystals," he said, "we can use them differently. Not by destroying worlds, but by working with them. We could power 1,000 worlds without harming anyone." Rivers received the news on his bridge. "So that's it," he said. "We don't just save Earth, we can save every world they threatened." The Council was collapsing. As the truth spread, more worlds turned against them. And Earth stood ready not just as a defender, but as a leader showing a better way forward. Commander Rivers stood on the bridge of his flagship as Earth's fleet surrounded the Council's central station. The massive structure, once a symbol of the Council's power, now seemed small and vulnerable. All ships in position, his tactical officer reported. Phase cannons ready. But this time, they wouldn't need weapons. The station's shields were already down. Inside, the Council was tearing itself apart. High Speaker Marcus ran through the station's corridors, desperate to reach his escape ship. But he found his path blocked by his own guards, their weapons pointed at him. By order of the Emergency Council, the guard captain said, "You are under arrest for crimes against multiple worlds." In Earth's command center, Admiral Thompson watched the events unfold. Status report from our allies. The Meridians have taken control of the Council fleet, his officer replied. 17 worlds have pledged support to the new alliance. More are joining every hour. Ambassador Moore led a group of representatives from various worlds into the Council chamber. The room, once ruled by Marcus and his corrupt officials, now held the future of the galaxy. "The old Council is finished," she announced, "but we have a chance to build something better. Earth offers its friendship and its technology to all peaceful worlds." Rivers brought his ship into docking position at the station. Security teams had already secured the important areas. They found Marcus trying to delete files from the central computer. "It's over," Rivers told him. "Your empire of secrets is done. Earth isn't just protecting itself anymore. We're protecting everyone you threatened." Thompson received urgent news from Earth's scientists. "Sir, we've analyzed the quantum crystal data. Using our technology combined with the Council's research, we can safely extract and use the crystals without harming any worlds." In the chamber, Moore unveiled Earth's proposal. "The crystals don't need to destroy worlds," she explained to the gathered representatives. "They can power them instead. We can share this technology, help every world prosper." The Meridian leader stood in support. "Earth has shown us a better way. Not conquest and destruction, but cooperation and growth. We support their leadership in the new alliance." Marcus, now in custody, watched his life's work crumble. "You don't understand," he snarled at Rivers. "Power is everything in this galaxy. You'll destroy the order we built." "No," Rivers replied calmly. "We're creating a new order, one that doesn't need to destroy worlds to grow stronger." In the following days, Earth's fleet helped secure peace across Council space. The corrupt leaders were arrested. Hidden records exposed centuries of crimes. But more importantly, hope spread through the galaxy. Thompson stood before the United Nations, delivering his report. "Today, Earth takes its place as a leader among the stars. Not through conquest or fear, but through innovation and courage." Moore worked with representatives from dozens of worlds to create the new Galactic Alliance. The old Council chamber was transformed. Where once corruption ruled, now cooperation and progress flourished. "The first quantum crystal processing plant is ready," Earth's scientists reported. "Using our new methods, we can power 1,000 worlds without harming any of them." Rivers looked out at the stars from his ship's viewport. "Send word to all ships," he ordered. "Operation Thunderstrike is officially over. Now we begin Operation New Dawn." The galaxy was changing. Earth's hidden strength had not just saved their world, it had transformed the future for all worlds. Where the Council had brought fear, Earth brought hope. In the new Alliance chamber, Moore closed the first historic session. "Let the galaxy remember," she said, "when humanity was threatened, we did more than survive. We made the galaxy better for everyone." The stars shone brighter that day as ships from Earth and their new allies worked together to build a future no one had imagined possible. Humanity had not just won a war, they had created peace.